Hello everybody, this is Mystic Mars here for a weekly full moon 8/8, lots going on oracle, and you'll notice that I look a little bit different. So I'm kind of under construction right now. I'm not showing everything because under construction. So yeah, lots of changes. You know I like to change it up a lot, so not a big surprise. So hello everybody, welcome, and I hope the full moon has ignited something within you. I hope you felt something during the eclipse. If not, that's okay. That's what we're here for. That's what we're going to do today. So what I'm going to do is tilt it down and let you guys see what card is resonating with you, and you're going to pick that card to be the thing that you carry with you, the thing that you need to know during this whole full moon vibe, I'm going to talk about full moon, I'm going to do all that stuff. But first we're going to do the oracle. Then afterwards I'll talk a little bit about the moon, a little bit, mix it in, of course. And then at the end, I'm going to guide you through a little meditation that should be really, really powerful. So if you're into meditation, you're really going to love this. If you're not into meditation, you're really going to love this. So just stay tuned throughout the whole thing if you'd like to. Hi guys, hello, welcome. So tell me how you're doing. How are you feeling? There's a lot going on. I know we always say that. Astrologers always say that. Numerologists were like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. But there really is. I talked about it Friday, and then we just came off of an eclipse. Another one on the 21st. So we're kind of in that Lion's Gate, as people call it. And I'm hosting a challenge with my sister Bria, a Lion's Gate challenge. A roar challenge. We want to see your roar. We want to see how you express your courage and your strength. So that is Instagram exclusive. So if you want to join in on that, make sure you're following me, Mystic X Mars on Instagram. And you could see it in my feed. I've shared it and all that kind of stuff. So not too hard to find. I really would love to see you guys join in because it's going to be a lot of fun. Really image-based, of course, and all of that. So, oh, you've been seeing angel numbers. Yes. Seriously, we've been seeing so many numbers lately. I've been seeing a ton, and we have a little bit sprinkled in here too. Thanks. Like I said, I'm under construction a little bit, going through a transformation, so I'm not quite there. So bear with me as my hair is under construction, doing something totally new that I've never done before. So you know what? Leo season is the time to do it, for real. So welcome everybody. I'm going to tilt the camera down, and you are going to take a look at these cards. And you're going to tell me which card, 1, 2, or 3, you resonate the most with right now. You could take a deep breath in. Whatever one calls to you, go with it. Try not to second guess it. Try to go with your your gut instinct, okay? So you ready? All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And I know that must be backwards for you, but 1, 2, 3. Or you could simply tell me the colors. You could say lightning bolt, or you could say shield, or you could say sacred geometry, anything like that. Let me know. 1, 2, 3. Which one is calling to you? What do you need to know? And as you choose, I'm going to sync up on my phone so I can see where your comments are because I cannot see them when the camera is tilted down here. Okay. All right. We're good to go. So has everyone chosen their numbers? Their cards, 1, 2, or 3. Which one? Which one's calling? What do you need to know with everything that's happening right now? Full moon, Leo season, eclipse. What do you need to know? All right. So, if you chose, if you chose 1, we have spirit animal. Look at that. So I'm wondering for those who chose 1, if you've been seeing more animals, if you've been having more animal synchronicities. Think about that one. Perhaps you've been wanting to look into animal medicine more. I talk about it all of the time. Perhaps you've been wondering about it. Who chose 1? Oh, a couple of you guys chose 1. All right, so I'm going to read to you what one means, and then I'll go to the next one. So I'll tilt down again. I'll make sure you guys can see. So we're talking about one here, spirit animal. So that's pretty self-explanatory. And by the way, this is from the Kyle Gray Angel Prayers deck. So I'm going to go ahead and shift to that. First of all, let's say, thank you, Animal Kingdom, for blessing my path with love. Thank you, Animal Kingdom, for blessing my path with love. Angels are sending you love and blessings through the animals in your life. Whether you have a pet here on earth or a pet who has moved on to heaven, their loving blessings are surrounding you at this time. Take some time to connect with the animal kingdom and draw inspiration from it. The angels want you to know the animal kingdom holds messages of peace and harmony for you. You can do anything you can to enjoy this. So an expanded interpretation of this card is, animal consciousness surrounds you at this time and passes messages to you from your guardian angels. If you felt inspired to help the animal kingdom in any way, perhaps by becoming vegetarian or adopting a pet, the angels are encouraging you to follow this guidance. You not only have a guardian angel, but also a spirit animal who is with you at this time. Say the prayer on this card, then close your eyes and ask the spirit animal to show itself to you. Trust the first feeling or vision you have of this animal and connect with them through your spiritual practice. So, what's really interesting about this is, as common with full moons and eclipses and that sort of thing, some animals can't make it through that vibration. It's very intense. So if an animal is already sick, or even a person is already sick, it's very difficult to live through that for some people. Just how if you already are prone to illness, if you get something like the flu, an elderly person getting the flu, that's very, very grave. And of course, not to be depressed or anything that get depressing, but I've heard of a lot of people that their pets have passed away during this spectacular eclipse, full moon, and also humans have as well. So, but in particular, we're talking about spirit animals. For some of you, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to go with the first animal that comes to you. It could be an animal that has passed. It could be an animal that's walking beside you that you don't even know it, a spirit guide. What comes up? What's the first thing that arises? And you can repeat this if you're having trouble getting there. You could say, thank you, Animal Kingdom, for blessing my path with love. What are you feeling? Maybe you don't see the animal. You don't have to see it. You could feel it. What do you feel like when you're allowing that animal medicine to come in? What are you feeling there? Do you feel timid? Do you feel fierce, sneaky, energetic? Every animal holds a different lesson and vibration. Think about that. Think about what you're feeling. Maybe you hear it. Maybe you hear a bird. Maybe you hear a dog. There is an animal, especially for those who picked one, but for all of you as well. There is an animal with you. That's such a blessing. Of course, we all have totem animals and everything, but power animals come in when we need that extra strength, when we need that extra guidance and lesson. That's when they come in. That is what a power animal is. So for instance, if you have raven in your totem, which means one of the animals that's with you throughout your whole life, if something else like, let's say, eagle comes in, then that means you need to look at the big picture. You need to connect with the spirit realm. You need to balance heaven and earth. Do you understand? So it depends on what situation you're in. That's the kind of animal that comes in, just like the angel energies too. Different angels stand for different things. Hello, guys. Hello. Cat and owl. Cool. Elephant, birds. I love that you guys are saying what your animals are. So you might want to do a little meditating on this. See what comes up as far as animals go. All right, so speaking of animals, this is a great segue. So who chose card number 2? Which ones of you chose card number 2? What are you feeling? What are you getting from this? It's really cool that it's accompanied by spirit animals. So what do you think is here? This is the animal medicine deck. So there is an animal here. What do you feel? What element do you think this animal connects to? What do you think it represents? Yes, some of you chose 2. Cool. So I wonder if you're all getting this. Butterfly. Butterfly is awesome. So this one's a little bit different than my other butterfly in the other deck, in the Avalon deck, but this butterfly is basically a sign that you need to determine what cycle you're in. Butterfly is always in a cycle. Are you in the cocoon stage? Are you in the larva stage? Are you in the butterfly stage? Are you getting ready to come out of that cocoon? That's what you need to assess here. What cycle are you in? We've had this card kind of a lot in collective readings, because I think a lot of us kind of go, where do I go? What should I do? But you're not going to know what to do until you know where you're at. You're not going to know where to go until you understand what cycle you're in, and then you work with that cycle. For instance, if you're in the cocoon cycle, if you go, okay, I think I'm cocooning right now, then you're not going to really beat yourself up for doing things like resting and taking a moment to reflect and regenerate and replenish, all these re's. So do you understand how that works? And especially, if you're in the larva stage, then it's okay to kind of plan, kind of set your intentions. So determine where you're at and see what flies into your awareness with butterfly. And I hope that makes sense to those of you who chose 2. And in my Avalon deck, I should mention that butterfly signals, can't talk today, signifies beauty. So don't forget the beauty in your life. The cycles may be a bit tricky going from one to the other, but there's always beauty in it because it's a natural thing and it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. You're always in a cycle. I know this from numerology. I know this from so many things. You're always in a cycle. So embrace it. Whatever one you're in, don't judge it. Don't say, oh, no, I'm supposed to be flying now. I shouldn't still be in the cocoon. That's okay. That's okay. Allow it. It is what it is. That's where you're at, and respect that. So I hope that resonates for those who chose 2. All right, who chose 3? I have to scroll up a bit. Yes, kind of like the Hanged Man and Hermit. Absolutely. For the cocoon stage. I love your comments, by the way. I'm reading through a little bit. Oh, thank you. Gold nails. I love golds. I love golds. I didn't used to, but I'm all about the golds now. So, okay. Who chose 3? What do you think is here? What are you getting from 3? Any sensations? Any numbers? This is a numerology card. So what do you think is here? Let me know. Is anyone getting any sensations? Getting any specific numbers? Any themes? All right. So for those of you who chose 3, dun 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 dun. So this is communication. And it's a master number 33. So communication, the reason why, it's kind of a 3, Gemini is a communicator. That's the 3rd sign in the zodiac. And also expression. 3 is a lot about expression, and the 33 is a far-reaching form of that. So we are going to roll into the Mercury retrograde pretty soon here. So communication will be on our minds. Be mindful. Be mindful of it. Be a little bit careful with your words right now, especially, when all this is happening, when it's like the full moon and when there's an eclipse, all that stuff, you need to just hold off on some things. Like if you're like, oh, I need to have that conversation right now with this person, like, wait a minute, wait. Or I need to make that decision now. Wait. Just wait until things calm down a little bit and see how you feel after the full moon starts to, drift away a little bit. Then you're going to go, maybe I don't feel so strongly about doing that now. Maybe, I was ruled by my emotions, So communication, be very mindful. And I will give you the little affirmation for that so you can take it with you. And I'm curious about those of you who chose 3, what do you feel about that? Has communication been difficult? Maybe there's been some form of not being able to express yourself. I'm getting from some of you, maybe frustration with expressing yourself. So the little thing that goes along with this affirmation: by communicating my truth, I create a healthy, harmonious life. By communicating my truth, I create a healthy, harmonious life. You know what? It also matches my hair right now. So, that's very important to match your oracle cards with your hair. The new thing. So, okay, so I hope that resonates with you guys. What did you take away from that? And, I was on the fence about pulling an Avalon card. I don't know what it was. I always pull one, and I was on the fence about it. So I don't think that I will, but after I do this, tell you a little bit more about the moon and the sun and everything, and then we do our meditation, perhaps I'll feel that someone can benefit from that. So I'm sorry, the comments don't scroll by themselves, so I have to All right, so those of you who are curious about astrology and things like that, and even those who are beginners, I try to teach you guys in a way that it's understandable. I try not to overwhelm you with all these like squares, trines, because it's very hard to understand if you don't have a basis. And I will be doing a 101 video, an astrology 101 video for people who have requested it from me, who just want to simply know how to read a chart. Because when you look at a chart, sometimes it can be very overwhelming if you don't know what you're doing. You're just like, no, there's too many lines, there's too many numbers, I'm out. There's too many symbols. So it's not that difficult. When it's like a key. Once you have that key, you are golden. So I'm going to be doing that soon, very soon. Perhaps after my transformation is complete. I wonder what cycle I'm in. I think I'm cocooning right now. So, and I'll see what colors emerge when I'm done. You guys will all see it too, and I hope it comes out okay. So, all right, so we just had a full moon eclipse, a little bit more of a special full moon. And this happened while the sun was in Leo and the moon was in Aquarius. So a little bit about that axis kind of, because when a full moon happens, the moon is opposite the sun exactly. So those two signs are opposite each other. It's a polarity, Leo and Aquarius. And why is that a polarity? Leo is kind of like the individual and individual friendships and things like that, kind of like a family vibe, things like that. Aquarius is more like humanity, the collective, things like that. So there is a polarity there, but there's also really good, they complement each other as well. So you may find fulfillment through friendships now more so than you have in a while, especially emotionally fulfilled. And so let any unnecessary detachment, just let that dissolve, because Aquarius can kind of be detached and cold. Some people think that, people with a lot of Aquarian in them, they're kind of like too good for you, or they're just like so detached that they just are not in touch with their emotions and things like that. That doesn't have to be the case. Just make sure that you're not putting up any unnecessary boundaries. It is good to have boundaries. Make sure that you're letting people in right now. So of course Leo is the fire, Aquarius is the air, and they can, but they're also complementary as well. So just understand how to work with both of them. And with the eclipse, that's kind of like clearing the cobwebs out. That's kind of like when something's been hidden and then it's revealed. So I wonder if you guys have had any revelations. I wonder if anything just occurred to you or popped in your head, or eureka moments. I had some, and but overall this has felt kind of like, I feel like there's been some confusion with this full moon eclipse. I've had people go like, was there an eclipse? Was it for real? Or I've had people say, oh, well, what now? Like, so what? There was a full moon, eclipse. What am I doing with my life? So there is some confusion, but once you're going to start to get into that rhythm of going into the 21st with the other eclipse, I think you're going to find your groove once you know how to work with this stuff. And that's what I try to teach, how to work with these energies. So I would like to guide through a meditation, but first, you know what I like to do? I like to read you the symbols for the degrees. That's just like my favorite part, and I hope you guys enjoy it because I love it. So the words are a little bit, like I say, flowery and a little bit complicated, but they really resonate. And this time, they really, really resonate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear the cards away for now. I could bring them back if you guys need me to, but I want to light a candle. And I'm going to, I know, getting all romantic in here, all Leo romantic. So I'm going to light a candle, and I'm going to read you what the degrees are and what the little messages behind them. So how it works is each degree, it's theorized, has a little message that goes along with it. the degrees that I read are from Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. It's kind of a mix of the different symbols, like the Sabian, the Chandra symbols, and stuff like that. It's kind of like a mix of channeled symbols. So we don't have to worry about that, understanding it, no big deal. Just know that this occurred at Leo 15 degrees and Aquarius 15 degrees. And I'm going to read you the description for those. And it's going to blow your mind, perhaps. So it's really cool, if I do say so myself. So, all right, I'm going to tilt down, and I would like you to pay attention to the candle. This is like a little mini meditation before the meditation. All right. Okay. Oh, someone just told me the writing was on my face. Sorry about that. I was not noticing that. All right, I'll sit down a little bit farther. Okay, so take a deep breath, and as I read these, I would like you to see what comes to mind. A lot of this is imagery, and I would like you to see what comes to your mind as I read this. It's really beautiful. So Leo, 15 degrees, the message here is a woman with many different colored rings on her fingers. To be quintessentially yourself in so many different directions is to be big, impressive, and very dramatic. Your individuality is blessed with innate gifts and treasures unlimited, an embarrassment of riches. The outward temptation is to play this up and use it up. The inward path is to develop it into ripe and mature, full-on individual genius. However, it takes an advanced soul to be able to move steadily with such intoxicating qualities, and it takes the utmost in sincerity, simplicity, and core presence to just be there while having loads of outstanding, amazing attributes to show and share and give forth freely with such royal stature and destiny. Oh my goodness. So just see what comes up for you. What do you think about? I'll read again just the symbol, not everything, just the symbol, and it is a woman with many different colored rings on her fingers. Read between the lines and tell me what you think that means. Deep breaths in, full breaths out. A woman with many different colored rings on her fingers. So, I'll give you my little interpretation of this, and I hope that the words aren't all over my face again. So, what this means to me, what I saw when I read this, was I'm thinking of many of us who have so many gifts and have so many treasures to give, to share, that it's like beautiful bright rings on each finger. We're just like, look at all the things I have. Oh my gosh, look at all my skills, and look, I could do this, and I could do this, and I could do this. But when we do that, there isn't any one thing that stands out. You're almost dazzling people with all of the bling, and they're not even seeing that you have a gorgeous, well, if I do say so, a gorgeous engagement ring here, fire opal, beautiful fire opal. They're just dazzled by everything. They're just like, I don't even know what to focus on. I'm feeling that some of you, you're not really sure what to shine the spotlight on. Leo is a lot about the spotlight. What are you going to pick? Pick something that you're good at. And this is for some of you who are not understanding what your purpose is, not understanding where to go, you're feeling stuck. Pick something that you're good at and aim to be better at it. Try not to bounce around from one thing to another right now. All your treasures, you are so gifted, you are so unique, but try to pick one thing. I know it can be hard, and I'm saying that as a Gemini. I know it could be hard, but I want you to think right now, what is one thing that you're good at? Try not to think, okay, someone's telling me it's still, okay, there. Try not to think of the lack of. Try not to think, well, this person's better than me at this, this, and this. No. What is one thing that you're good at? Show off. Tell me in the comments. Say, I am great at making spaghetti. I am great at gardening. I am great at teaching my children. You could tell me anything that you think. What comes up? Try not to edit yourself either. Try not to edit yourself. Try to just see, man, I am good at that. wow, I'm great at that. What are you great at? This is your time to shine. Tell me what you're great at. I want you to call yourself out. I want you to say, yes, I'm great at this. I admit it. I don't care what anyone's told me. I am great at this. You guys don't even know how great I am at this. So I want you to tell me what you're great at. Think about it. Let us know. I'm curious. I'm curious about how you guys spend your time. I know what some of you guys are great at. Don't make me call you out on it. You guys are great. Okay, fine. I'll call you out on it. So Magda is great at sharing. She shares so many great articles and she tags me a lot in her group, and I just eat the stuff up. I have tabs and tabs open of stuff that she shares with me. I'm just like eating all of it up because a lot of it is about astrology. A lot of it is about, oracles, stuff like that. So I really love how she has the great ability to share and to engage. She makes sure that we've read it. She'll go, what did you think about this? She doesn't just throw links up and run away. She wants to know what you thought about it. And then you have to think about what you thought about it so that you could share it with her. And I really love that. So that's one thing I'll say about Magda that I absolutely love. And you guys, I bet when I scroll up, I better see more comments about what you're going to say you're great at. What are you great at? There has to be one thing. I'm sure there's many things, but I want you to choose one because this is in line with the symbol I read. Leo at 15 degrees is a woman with many different colored rings on her fingers. You need to take some of them off sometimes so that we could see one and just, let it shine. Let that one thing shine, and then you could start adding a little bit more once you've refined your skills. That's just what I'm getting from this. I'm sure some of you guys have other interpretations, and that's totally cool. I want to hear them. That's just what I'm getting, what I'm feeling the urge to tell you, and hopefully it helps. So, all right. Are we all on this roller coaster? Kind of, yes. We're all on this roller coaster, I would say, but although it's been calm for some. So, all right, some people are being quiet about okay, Leo season is kind of the time to shine, kind of time to realize what your treasures are. So just think about that a little bit more in the coming days throughout the week. Go, when you do something good, go, oh, cool, pat myself on the back. I have that skill. Think about what skills you have and how they can help others. And so, all right, we're going to dip back down. And then I'm going to read 15 degrees Aquarius because that is where the moon was at the eclipse, okay? Full moon eclipse. 15 degrees Aquarius is a jade burial suit. You feel propelled into a self-consistent, thematic existence with a characteristic flair or touch, stuck with being a certain way and following this out to the end. The mind is logical, rational, and linear. The life is the same. Yet what happens to you along the way is that so many pasts and so many futures wander through that the basic karmic patterns of holding true to a fixed nature is counterpointed by limitations, overtones, and undertones of everything but that. You cleave tightly to a purpose track while almost flooded with alternatives and diversions, a rock-like nature, ego-driven, mentally compulsive yet peripherally open to the wildest array of worlds. You are someone who cannot stop doing and saying the same thing in the same ways, and it could go on for just about forever. Yet inside of that you have virtues and gifts galore, held for the indefinite future cautiously, prudently, and discouragingly. What do you think about that? So I'll tell you a little bit about what I know and why I think that's the message here. And once again, I'm sorry if the words are obscuring my face. I'm trying not to do that, but I'm also trying to hide this mess of a construction hair going on. I will say that. Prideful Leo season. So a jade burial suit. What does that make you feel? What is that? When you hear that, don't you feel like, ooh, constriction? Like a jade is gorgeous, but a jade burial suit? Don't you feel like you're kind of claustrophobic? Just like, oh! So Aquarians and Leos, they're fixed signs. This means that they may be a little bit set in their ways, and they're not really going to be flexible. So that's why this is that. That's why this talks about fixed nature, being like a rock, ego-driven, that kind of thing. They could really be stuck in their ways. So make sure that you are bending. It isn't until we bend that we can know how strong we are before we break. We know how strong we are when we bend. So I want you to be a little more flexible right now, be a little more fluid in your ways of thinking. Allow new thoughts to come in and allow new ways to solve things to come in right now. I feel like for some of you, like this says, you've been doing the same thing, saying the same thing over and over and over, and you could go on forever. You're obsessed with your own story, and it's time to write a new one. But that could be a little bit scary because we cling on to things. It's time to release this, especially in light of this moon. That's about release. The full moon is about release. So I want you to take some time this week. We're still riding on that full moon. I want you to take some time to think about the ways in which you feel like you don't want to move, the ways that you feel that you can't move, the ways that you feel there's no room for growth. Where are you stagnating? Think of that. Figure out where you could bend. Perhaps you've been too stubborn. Perhaps you've been holding a grudge. Where can you bend a little bit? Where is there some wiggle room? Find your wiggle room. That's what I'm trying to say. Find your wiggle room this week. See how you can bend. I'm going to get some yoga pose pictures probably saying that. See how you can bend. So I hope you like those interpretations, and we're going to go into a special meditation that I designed specifically for this event. Never been heard. I've never written this before. For those who don't know, I'm a professional meditation guide. I write scripts, and I also do voice, and I produce my own tracks and tracks for clients and things like that, and apps and programs. My voice could be heard. Not like that. I say things right in the meditations. My voice can be heard throughout many programs and meditations. So I really enjoy writing meditations and guiding people through them. I think it is so important. So what I would like you to do, and I'll ask you guys to hold off on messages. I'm getting a few messages while I'm doing this, so just if you could hold off, because I obviously can't check them until I'm done. So for those who want to stick around for this meditation, I promise it will be worth it. And I think you'll get a lot out of it, and I'm excited to deliver it for you. So dip back down again. I want you to focus on the light, or you can choose to close your eyes. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Another deep breath, breathing deeply into the solar plexus, the area just above the navel. And out. And at your next deep breath, as you exhale, I'd like you to breathe out a little more forcefully, a little more controlled. Really feel this power center. This is your power center. Now I'd like you to take your non-dominant hand and hold it out. So if you're a lefty, that would be your right hand. If you write with your left hand, that would be your right hand. So take out the hand, your non-dominant hand, palm up. Hold it out, and then hold it at your side, out to your side. And you can see how I'm doing this in the camera. Hold your non-dominant hand out. And as you do this, I'd like you to imagine someone standing beside you next to your hand. The person that's standing there is the strongest person you know. The bravest, strongest, most courageous person you know. It could be someone you've met or someone you have not yet met. Visualize this person and allow their image to come into your mind's eye. Who is standing next to you? The most courageous person you know, or you would like to know. And then with another deep breath, once you have this person in your mind's eye, I would like you to envision them taking your hand, holding it. This person is infusing you with strength, giving you courage. Imagine a glow of yellow energy spreading from this person to your hand, all the way up your arm, down to your heart, and down into that solar plexus. A beautiful yellow gold energy going up your arm, into your heart, down to your solar plexus. This person is infusing you with strength. Breathe it in, feel it here in the solar plexus. See that yellow emanating from this area. With each breath, it glows even more brightly. A larger fire, bigger and bigger, as you hold the hand of the most courageous person you know. Someone who could be your rock. Someone you look up to for strength. Feel it here in the abdomen. And allow anything and everything to come up. Any sensations you'd like. It could be fear, it could be happiness. Try not to edit anything, simply allow. Truly feel that person's hand in yours as if they are right beside you. Holding your hand, infusing you with strength, ensuring you that you could do it. The bravest person that you could think of. Feel the glow in the belly as you breathe. Now I would like you to take your dominant hand, so the hand that's opposite the one you're holding out, your dominant hand, and I want you to extend it to your right or your left, whatever it may be. Extend it to your side just as you are, your non-dominant hand. So if you need guidance there, you could look into the camera and you can see what I'm doing. So with your dominant hand, you are now reaching out and taking the hand of someone who needs strength. Think of someone who needs strength. Who needs courage? Who needs a rock? Perhaps it's someone you're already helping. Just the first person that comes to mind who needs strength. Hold their hand, reach out, hold their hand. Wrap your fingers around theirs and infuse them with strength. Give them courage. Give them guidance. And imagine a gold yellow energy spreading from your arm to your hand, all the way to that person, the person who needs strength, who needs help. Hold that person in your mind's eye, and with strong intention, give them strength. Helping to kindle the fire by breathing deeply and feeling it right here in the solar plexus. And you're bringing balance here. You're receiving strength in your non-dominant hand. And you're giving strength from your dominant hand. Receiving and giving. And your strength goes from the next person to the next, to the next, to the next, until the circle is complete. Keep the flow going as you breathe. Imagine a fire in the middle of the circle, a visual representation of the strength flowing between you and the others. A huge circle, everyone holding hands, giving and receiving strength until the person at the beginning, the person who is the most courageous to you, receives strength in turn. Everybody can use it. It does not go to waste. Breathe it in and out as you share and keep the flow going. The fire in the middle of the circle becoming brighter and brighter. Truly embrace this courage, this newfound courage and power. Keeping yourself open to receiving strength, receiving guidance and help, courage, and in turn sharing that with others, with those who feel that they are not strong. Everyone can use more strength. Take a few more deep breaths as you bring your hands to the center of the stomach now. Disconnecting from the circle with gratitude and intention. All right. And if your eyes were closed, you could go ahead and open them, bring them back to your surroundings. So, I'm very curious about what you may have experienced or who those people were that you felt. Who was the strongest person that you know? Or that you could think of? It doesn't have to be someone you know. Who came to mind for you when you thought about that? Who infused you with their strength? I'm very curious. I'm very curious to know. Who infused you with their strength? Who did you see at your side there? And also, who was on the other side? Who did you give strength? Who needs your strength, your guidance, and your inspiration? Who was on the other side of you? I'm very curious. And did you feel it within yourself? Did you feel that nice balance? And did you feel that lovely fire in the pit of your stomach? That's that courage, that's the strength, that's the sun, glowing brighter and brighter and brighter, infusing you with strength. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. It was just, it almost got emotional. It was just so strong. And I hope you carry that strength with you. And you can even let the people know who came to mind. Let them know you came up in meditation, and I think you should know, if you feel called to do that. Because that's no accident. The people who come up in our minds during these things, that's for a very important reason. So I want you to really take the time to jot down who that was, what you felt as you were doing this, any sensations, any words, any messages that came to mind as you did this meditation. You saw who's on either side of you, who was giving you strength and who was receiving strength from you. That'll tell you a lot about yourself as well. That'll give you a lot of insights. So I'm really curious to hear your stories, and I hope you're writing things down. Yes, tearing is a good sign. Tearing up is a good sign because it's a release. It's a tangible release. So when we cry, we feel good sometimes because we're just like, I can see that I'm just letting things go. And full moons are very emotional. Uh, very emotional. The moon is the emotions. So this eclipse could have rocked a lot of you off. You might have felt very a little bit off balance for a little while. So it is definitely a good sign when you tear up. That is a release. So respect it. Try not to edit it. Try not to, shoo it away. That is wonderful, Gloria. Wonderful. And I'm glad you shared that too. And the light did flicker a little bit. It might have been from my breathing. I would have to see what time it did that. But my lights have been flickering a little bit too in the background. So, oh, thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. So I'm very curious about who popped up because, oh, okay. Gloria says her grandma that passed away was on her left, along with her mom giving her strength, and on her right, her dad and brothers. You get extra credit for having more than one person, I think. That didn't occur to me actually. I like that. And that's really good with that Leo vibe of the family and children and things like that. I really like you to think of it in terms as a family circle, and then you could expand that into collective because that's the Aquarius vibe. I love that. Oh my gosh, I love when you guys share your stuff with me. I absolutely do. I really do. So, okay, I think that we are going to pull an Avalon card now. I feel good about that now. And so whoever feels like they need some guidance, some extra guidance, hold in your mind what you feel that you still need to know, or hold in your mind a question that you have. Hold something or someone, some situation, a question in your mind as I shuffle. Because the other ones I pre-shuffled, I pre-pulled before this. These are going to be shuffled live. So let's go ahead and see what's going to come up. Hold that question in your mind. Hold that situation in your mind. And the card that comes up is going to offer us some guidance. And I'll do my best to ascertain what that may mean for you and your current situation. Oh my gosh, this card comes up so much lately in personal readings and everything. So, the horse. The horse. And guess what? What number is that? Why is that important, this number? I hope you could see it. So it's 26. Why is that important? I know there's a delay, so I'll wait a second so I can see your comments. Why is this number important? 26. Yep. Ding, 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 go. Gloria's going for extra credit today. So in numerology, that equals 8. Hello. A lot of people are calling this 888 week because we're in an 8-month, 8-day. And 2017, I mean, technically it's an 8 because if you just do the 17 bit, but actually it's a 1. But if you add 8 and 8 and 1, what do you get? 17, which is an 8. So it all works out really, really cool. So a lot about the 8. So you know what? I hope my computer does not die before the end of this. It's been finicky. So really quickly, the 8 is what we're all about. Oh my gosh. 88 Lionsgate. I mean, that's my Instagram challenge today, and that's going on for 14 days. So the 8 is power. The 8 is ambition. The 8 is drive. It could be material security. It could be material finds. It could be a lot to do with the material, but there's nothing wrong with the material. You have to come to terms with that. But the horse is about accepting help. Who are you not accepting help from? However, you just gave help and you accepted it by going through the meditation I just did. So if you're just tuning in, please view that meditation and do it so that you could understand possibly why this horse came up, because that's a lot about the giving and receiving. Asking for help is not a weakness. You have to do it. You have to do it right now. That with Leo and Aquarius, the energy's there. Asking for help is very much needed. It's very much acceptable right now. Don't let your pride get in the way, Leos, but it really, 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 really is important to do that and to delegate authority. Make sure you're not taking on too much or all of that, or you're going to crash and burn. So let someone carry you. Allow someone to carry you. This could also sometimes signify, especially recently in personal readings, a team of people who are helping, who are working together. But in general, accept help from others, delegate authority, and you will be golden. So what I'm going to offer for the rest of the week until Friday is I'm going to offer full moon eclipse specials. So these will be personal readings that are tailored to you, what you need to know. So you would have to come to me with a specific question in mind. And I will offer guidance. I will figure out what spread I want to do for you, because I do different spreads, and which one will help you the most. And so I'm going to be doing the full moon offerings up until Friday. Maybe Saturday, but I'm trying to take weekends for myself because I also have to rest and heal too. So and meditate, of course, and exercise and all that good stuff. Drink plenty of water, etc. But yes, I will be offering those up until the end of the week. So you will have to message me so I can be sure to see your message if you want to be penciled in for that. Because what I do is I do a spread just like this, a reading on camera just like this, and then I offer you insight. So since these will be at a special price, I will not include a document with them, but if you want to, you can purchase the document on the side. So the document is basically just descriptions of each card, which is helpful, but this is just basically bam, spread, video, boom, here's what you need to know, and here's what you may need to do. So be sure to message me if you're interested in that up until Friday only. And I hope you enjoyed this. This is really cool. This is maybe the longest one I've ever done, but it's important because full moon eclipse, and we've walked into the Lion's Gate. How will you wear that crown? Yes, and I will answer more of those questions in my challenge, the challenge that me and Bria are hosting each month. I do a numerology challenge, so follow me on Instagram. It's at MysticXMars for a daily challenge. Today we're building our altar, so I am off to build my altar for this Lion's Gate. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun, and I can't wait to see you guys' altars. I'm dying to see them. Awesome. So once again, on Instagram, 14-day challenge starts today. It is not too late. It is never too late. Do not even give yourself any excuses, because this is so important, and it's also fun. So I love you guys, and I'm so glad that you are here with me experiencing this. It's so welcome, and I love your comments and your shares. I will see you on Friday for the weekend oracle. Thank you guys so much, and enjoy the rest of the week.